Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'm wondering aloud, what has become of one of the best parties, the members of the ODM party? ODM is one of the biggest parties in Africa, a party that has stood the test of time. And something is wrong within that party or with that party. And I could be wrong, but I want you to help me read some text, a few from two politicians from the ODM, and they are very senior members. And just before we read this, one day when John Mbadi, the new CS in the Ministry of Finance, was being grilled at the Senate level, the Honorable Richard Onyonka, who is the Kisii senator, asked John Mbadi what had become of him. He was asking, what has become of you? Because the manner in which John Mbadi was defending the Adani deal was unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Alai, who is the Kileleshwa member of the county assembly, shocked many when he wrote something on his Twitter handle, President William Ruto. I want us to look at this because you will not believe it if you have not seen it. And then Narok Senator, another level-headed politician who has always been thinking of the people, confronted the judiciary for a verdict or a ruling that they made. I want us to look at those two. Let us begin by looking at this post from Robert Alai, and I had to check whether that post belonged to Robert Alai. This is what Robert Alai is saying. Robert Alai is saying that Ruto is the best president. He has reduced the price of unga, sugar, cooking oil, etc. Soon, health will be so cheap. But someone compares him to Kibaki and Uhuru, who filled rivers with bodies of people they have killed. Ruto has refused the idea of murdering opponents. Totally refused that. I had to check that handle whether it belongs to Robert Alai. And I know he has been supporting William Ruto for a while, but on this, I think he went too much. And before we delve into discussing this, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at the backlash. People answered Robert Alai. And you know, Kenyans, I can assure you, Rigathi always says, you cannot continue to hoodwink Kenyans because internet doesn't lie. So people who decided to answer to Robert Alai were very objective and they were factual. They went to some of the tweets, like there's a tweet that Robert Alai did in 19th of August 2022. That was August of 2022. That was the year that people did elections. And this is what Robert Alai said. Those politicians rushing to endorse Ruto will have the biggest regrets. Wait and see. That is when there was mass defection, when many politicians were going to endorse William Ruto against Raila Amolo Odinga. And Robert Alai was saying there would be the biggest regrets, they will have the biggest regrets. And he was saying, wait and see. Another person was saying, and this was in September 2021, elections were ripe. What Kenyans don't know is that each of Ruto's children receives 500,000 shillings from the state as allowance per month. Those were the allegations that Robert Alai were leveling against William Samoei Ruto. That his children were being given half a million, and he was saying each of them, I don't know how many children Ruto has, and he was saying hashtag hustlers guards. Let's move on. Another person was who also retrieved what Alai posted early, was saying, if you allow Ruto to be the president of Kenya, media and opposition leaders will be killed while private properties will be taken by force. Magufuli will look like a joker. That's what he was telling us. The media and opposition leaders will be killed. Now, the media has been threatened, but the opposition has been killed by taking them. We no longer have an opposition, and I know why I'm saying that. I know you will tell me Kalonzo and Jeremiah Kioni and Martha Karua and Eugene Omalwa, but you know what I mean. We don't have a vibrant opposition, an opposition that could take people to the street to fight the government and criticize. And I know you're about to ask me that are there certain members of this country that are supposed to be going to the streets to be killed while others are enjoying. That has been one of the biggest discussions in Kenya. I don't want to get there because it will open Pandora's box. That in 2023 alone, 118 people were reported to have been killed by police. A considerable portion of these deaths occurred during protests against the government. Specifically, 45 people were killed during opposition-led protests in 2023, which were often violently suppressed. And someone is saying the blood that has been spilled since he came in power is nothing but red-colored juice, right? Shame on you, Alai. You can see what that person is asking. That ever since William Ruto ascended to power, the blood that has been spilled, is it red juice? And he's telling Alai, shame on you. Allow me to read just one or two. I can't imagine this is Alai typing this. Just like me, someone is saying there, I can't imagine this is Alai typing this. There are a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen. I was just reading to you all this so that you can understand how people are taking this. I want us to say something about this thing, just one. And then we look at Ledama and how he confronted the judiciary. Ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, Raila Amolo Odinga took people to the streets, the Azimio fraternity, and they were killed, they were butchered, others were maimed, kidnapped. The parents of those who lost their children are still mourning. They went there courtesy of a rallying call by the ODM and Azimio. Now, for Alai to come up and start telling us that William Ruto is the best leader, the best president, that he has never killed anyone, is an insult to our intelligence. Is an insult to our collective intelligence. How does a parent who lost his or her child or children in the Mandamanos feel when he sees Alai, a senior member of the ODM, telling people that William Ruto has never killed anyone? During the Gen Z's protest, people were killed. What is Alai telling us? Is he saying that, like Ruto always says, that those who are people went to the streets and grabbed your AK-47 from the police and killed themselves? What is happening? What has become of our members of the party? And I'm not saying all of them. What has become over them? They are now defending a Adani deal. They are defending, worst of all, the blood that has been spilled, the innocent blood that has been shed. Surely, ladies and gentlemen, Ledamo Lekina was reacting to a court verdict that was given. A judge sitting in a court in Kerugoya ruled that public participation will be conducted in all the constituencies in Kenya about the ouster of Rigathi Gachagua. I've always opined on this channel that under the new dispensation, we are, for the first time, attempting to impeach a deputy president. And I'm one person who believes that we do not need to react politically by targeting communities or individuals or certain gender or a certain group, age group, like we have done before. We need to set the bar so high so that we can protect and uphold our constitution. The process that is taking place is both legal, constitutional, and political. That's why you saw the kind of politics that was taking place. People fighting, people disagreeing, people saying this and that. People were mobilized and they were given money. So Ledama Lekina has a problem with that court verdict. And he was saying, if I have to read, he was saying that is public participation necessary in a representative democracy? Have the courts extended their jurisdiction in a matter which they ought not to? Today has turned out to be an absurd process where citizens got an opportunity to abuse the system, ventilate on what is going wrong, rather than give views of the issue at hand. Court must redefine the process of public participation. Such decisions are retrogressive. Ledama feels, number one, that the court should have not aired their view on this, their position, because he feels we are in a representative democracy. This is not applicable here. Let me say that. The representatives that we gave, that we elected, are not representing us. Ledama Lekina knows very well that even in the Finance Bill 2023 and Finance Bill 2024, Kenyans gave their opinions and said we do not need that, but the representatives still went ahead and passed it, and Ledama was complaining. Someone also went and reminded Ledama Lekina of a tweet that he did. Everything needs public participation. Legislation 010. This was Ledama Lekina. Everything needs public participation. And now they are telling us that we don't need public participation. Ledama is saying that when the people were given an opportunity to air their view on whether Rigathi Gachagua should be impeached or not, they were abusing the system. Why? Because they were saying what is wrong. And you cannot separate these. He was referring to people who are saying that we do not need an impeachment motion in Kenya today. It is misplaced. It is not a priority to us. According to Ledama Lekina, he feels that people should have been robots. Yet you stand and simply say, let Gachagua be impeached or let Gachagua not be impeached. But people are saying, because we know that this is a political process, and people are saying, it is not. Let us talk about a deal. And in fact, people are saying, how can we be so serious? Our parliamentarians, others who have not been visiting parliament regularly, those who have not even spoken, are now very loud on the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. And people are saying we are not just going to talk about impeach or not impeach. People are giving reasons why they feel that either Rigathi Gachagua should not be impeached or they feel he should be impeached. According to him, he's now saying that we abused that process when people started talking about what is wrong in the country. How can you separate that? Everything is wrong. What has become of our ODM leaders? Defending a Danny deal when our country is about to be sold out. Leading the impeachment motion against Rigathi Gachagua. And now, worst of all, defending the killings by this regime. And then now Ledama now wants to gag people, if you ask me. Ledama is a lawyer, if I'm not wrong, well schooled in the US. He knows that there is a freedom of expression, but now he's saying that we should not air our grievances. People are tired. People are mad. This is shameful. I don't know whether I'm wrong. I don't know whether I'm reading too much. But don't you think William Ruto crafted a plan to finish the opposition just like Robert Alai had predicted? How can you defend bloodshed? His own community, innocent Kenyans. Something is wrong. I can assure you something is wrong. Please show me. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Sometimes people have to learn. The people learn from the time they're in their mother's womb until death. Help me if I'm wrong. I think the ODM party has just become a shell and a shadow of it from ourselves. And I'm not saying all of them. People like the ODM secretary, Sifuna, has been steadfast. The Kisii Senator, Richard Onyoka, has been steadfast. And I've seen many of them, Babu Owino, they are doing a good job.